Hey everybody, it's Galmadex and welcome back to Super Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing another premiere draft of the brand new powered cube, some vintage cube on Arena. Without further ado, let's get into the pack one, pick one here. Again, very inexperienced vintage slash powered cube drafter here. I only started when they put it on Arena, so I see a pack like this and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do because this pack does not look super good to me. We've done Dark Depths combo before, and even having tons of ways to tutor for it. Crop rotation, demonic tutor, we had Hex Mage and Thespian stage. It didn't seem that great because there's other combo things you can do that leave much, much more impact if your opponent has the interaction. Whereas this is like if you do it and they swords to plowshares or path to exile, you're kind of out of luck there. So, not the biggest fan of Dark Depths combo. Fable of the Mirror Breaker seems like the most consistently good card here. Just shove it in a deck that's playing red and you get some nice value no matter what. Talismans can be good in Tinker style strategies. Underworld Breach could be good in some kind of Stormy deck. Really, not the most pumped about this pack. I'm just going to take Fable for flexibility, I guess. But not the coolest way to start the draft off. Pick number 2, there's Mishra's Workshop. If we try to play another artifact deck, that could be really fun. Lelia is one of the stronger red aggro threats, though, being able to draw you cards every turn you're attacking with her and get bigger and bigger and bigger as she attacks, plus she has haste. Chromox is pretty fun ramp for any deck that's is trying to like storm out or cheat big plays out early. The Mox can be pretty good, and that's a lot of decks, so Mox might be the most flexible card here. Lelia feels like a great follow-up to Fable, and Workshop is just a direction that I think is really fun. Although Fractured Identity is also another really strong card. We have been doing a lot of the fun combo-y stuff. What if we try some of that streamlined aggro here, grab a Lelia. And then there's a Tursa for that, or Portable Hole. Nothing much going on for any of the cheatier decks, so I'll just take Tursa. Pick 4, Nova Hellkite. Big hasty finisher. You can also warp out early to get a lot of damage in. It's Tendrils if somebody wants to try to play Storm. Epicure's a fine one drop, but I think there's a lot of better ones for aggro. Ooh. This is actually really sweet so far that we've gotten just all good red aggro threats out of every pack. Wandering Emperor would be okay in Boros. I like her a little more in more defensive strategies with the exile ability. But here, if we just take a 5th red card, maybe get to play mono red. I kind of forgot because Power Cube is so crazy, but back during the regular Arena Cube, my jam was always playing mono red aggro at least once. That's a thing in Powered Cube too. Maybe we can get full mono red aggro. Don't even delve into the Boros stuff. Probably supposed to play the 2-drop over the 4, but Pyrogoyf is great, being a 2-for-1 creature, a big threat and removal spell at the same time, or burn to face. Yeah, I'm actually going to take the Pyrogoyf here over the 2-drop, and that could definitely be wrong. Okay, Fire Blast is good in mono red. The safest way to draft this is likely Mother of Runes towards Boros, being a pretty absurd card. She can protect herself till the end of time, and then whenever you do have a better threat, they have to clear out Mother of Runes first. And that's pretty hard to do because if they try to clear her out, then they play the protection on her. So you kind of have to have 2 removal spells up. You throw 1 at Mother of Runes, and then after she taps to protect herself, you spend the 2nd removal spell to kill the other creature. Kind of like a Kira, Great Glass Spinner, whatever that card's called, that counters the first time your stuff gets targeted each turn. But she is great, but so is mono red. And we are just rolling towards that now. Goblin Bombardment, don't mind if I do. Some ways to create some tokens here in red. Now we take the half on color cards just to keep people out of red. I feel like Faithless Looting is probably not good in burn. Should probably just take Split Skin Doll. Yeah, I'm gonna go Split Skin here on the off chance that we do go full Boros. If I open like a Johnny or something, then yeah, because we've got a Johnny Goblin Bombardment at that point, which is wild. Pyrokinesis. Costs you 2 cards, but it can clear out like 2 creatures. So it can be a 2 for 2 for free. Pack 2, pick one. We got a Soul Ring. My first Soul Ring, and it's going to be in Mono Red Burn. Maybe the weakest archetype for Soul Ring. Because, well, we've got a lot, actually. We've got a lot of higher mana value cards with at least 2 generic in their mana costs. Yeah, no, Soul Ring's going to be fine in here. But, like, in theory, this is a deck that runs, like, all 1s, 2s, and 3s. Benefits a little less off Soul Ring, but Soul Ring is just insane in any deck ever. Slam dunk, this card will never wheel. Come on in. Soul Ring out of Chandra early could be the sickest, but Bone Crusher Giant's also great. Removal spell and creature, 2 for 1 spell. I think I like Bone Crusher better if we manage to make the full mono red. Being that 2 spells worth of value will be huge. But Chandra is the card draw engine in the late game, and they're both excellent. And I'm going to stick to my guts on this and take Bone Crusher. Magda gets us casting stuff earlier. Ivora's very funny if you manage to get a Wheel of Fortune or something. Chain Lightning's nice here. Get a Lightning Bolt. She's probably supposed to take Chain Lightning over Magda. That raw efficiency. There's a Boros duel, a Hell Rider, or some cheap Boros creatures. Grab Hell Rider. We got Thalia, and we got Galvanic Blast. If we ran Thalia, Fable would cost more, these would cost more, this would cost more, this would cost more, this would cost more, this would cost more. This doesn't even look like the greatest Thalia deck, even if I do go Boros. But we could turn it into a better Thalia deck if we just cut a lot of these. Not Fable, but Pyrokinesis, Fire Blast, maybe. Definitely see the argument towards Thalia, but since I have a lot of non-creatures and I'm not guaranteed Boros, I'm just going to stick to the red there. Here's FOMO. You're missing out. Monastery Swift Spear. Wow, this pack doesn't even have anything for Boros. A whole lot of nothing all around. No one gets to do Displacer Kit and Coveted Jewel combo. Tragedy, because you can't take 2 cards out of this one pack. R.I.P. R.I.P. everybody. We got a Kolaghan Command, so I guess I'll take the black spell. Chance we go Rakdos a little bit. With our mana curve here, we definitely need the 1 or the 2 drop. I'm gonna go for the Engineer, fitting multiple spells off of the 1 card again, much like Bone Crusher Giant, 2 spells worth of value. Chandra Wheels.
It's my turn.
Come on in. Ivora Wheels, come on in. I mean, she doesn't like just work with Wheel of Fortune, because she does come with a blood token, so she's a 2 mana 2/2 trample. If you crack that blood at some point. At worst. But obviously she's not great unless you do something silly, like Wheel of Fortune, or there's like the 3 mana 2/2 Pyromancer that discards 2 and draws 2. I mean, now we have a Dark Confidant if we play black. And Jadar. Jadar plus Goblin Bombardment. That's a tragedy. I mean, let me be clear. Opening up a Mox is sick. This is great. We're gonna play a Mox in this deck now too. The tragedy is that you can't really take anything else when there's a Mox in the pack, unless it's absolute perfection for your deck, and even then probably shouldn't. There's the Wheel of Fortune for Ivora, which would be really funny, and there's no way that the wheel is going to wheel around this draft pod, so we're just gonna get the Mox and not get to play Ivora plus wheel. So, is what it is. Come on in, Mox. Come on in, Mox. What on earth? This might have been like a Mox Lotus pack or something. Sad to pass up Lightning Bolt once again, but We're not passing Mox. Now, Nia's okay in mono red. Monastery Mentor with 2 Moxes and a Soul Ring seems kind of real. It's also really good with Goblin Bombardment. And it's theoretically a little slow though. It's another 3-drop. It's like our 5th 3-drop. We are still really, actually very high curve for aggro. Only 4 at 2 or less. Could be really cool, could be fun, but get a 2-drop again. 2 mana, 2/1, draw a card when we play it. Here's a 1 mana creature that's hitting for 2 damage every single turn. That helps the curve as well. I just need 2 more red playables and we get to be mono red. Ideally a little bit more than that. Here's Fury, that's beautiful. Kimono Faces Kakazan's also quite strong. But 5 mana, 3/3 double strike, clear out a blocker or 2. It's pretty sick at the top of the curve. And we can cheat it out cheap if we need to. Quarry Steel Cutter is so good in this deck. Multiple Moxes and a Soul Ring. We're working our curve down lower. There's multiple 1 mana non-creature spells that help that easily. Steel Cutter's ridiculous with Bombardment as well. Quite the pickup there. Quite the pickup. Sunbaked Canyon or Volcanic Island. Take a Sunbaked Canyon. I still don't think I'm splashing into white, but it is more likely than splashing into blue. I guess I can play this over Mountain and just sack it when we're flooded. As mono red aggro, we can afford to ping ourselves to get red. Unless we're in like the mirror match. Pyrite Spellbomb has gotta be in here for some kind of weird combo that I don't know about, because it's just a super overcosted shock. Just trying to play it in mono red here. I feel like Sword of Fire and Ice is like a relic of a time gone by. I feel like swords in 1v1, like cube power level formats, are just a little slow by modern standards. 3 to play and 2 to equip. That's 5 mana invested before they do anything. And at that point, if your opponent holds up removal when you have the mana up to equip, they just counter it even if they are the colors. Probably overly hating on Sword of Fire and Ice, but I feel like it's probably the worst card in this pile right now. I mean, it's a lot easier to justify when we have double Mox Soul Ring. Wheel the Kumano Faces Kakazan. Let's go. Absolutely sick. Okay, I'm sure there's going to be many arguments about how we should be splashing in white. We should have been playing more white. But I have to get it out of my system. Every single time they've done Arena Cube, I have drafted mono red at least once. And I totally forgot to do it this time around until this draft. And I was like, wait a second. I haven't forced mono red yet. Here we are. We have done the thing. Forced mono red. Just take all the red aggro cards in the draft pod, shove them together, and burninate some faces. Got 3 lands at least here. This is now 1, 2, 15, 6. Still basically a 17 lander. Soul Ring doesn't exactly count, because technically, if I have a 1 land opening hand and the 1 land is Soul Ring, that's not a 1 land opening hand. But I think it's close enough to go 15 mana sorcerers that cost 1 or less. Let's see, 14. This is 16 that cost 1 or less. I'm not going to go lower than that. I have some 5s and 4s, and I could even maybe hardcast Fire Blast and Pyrokinesis in the late game. I want to cut Sword of Fire and Ice. I feel like that's the cut. But it's a classic, iconic card. It is a strong one. It just feels a little slow to justify its inclusion. Yeah. Really don't want to cut down on creatures. I mean, maybe like Legion Extruder. This only sacks another artifact. So 2 mana, 2 to any target. And then what is it sacking in this deck? Quarry Steel Cutter? No. That's like the only option too. Okay, fine. I'll run Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh wait, no, this can sack the Moxes. I almost feel like Legion Extruder being able to sack Moxes in the late game is stronger than Sword of Fire and Ice, but I'll play Sword of Fire and Ice. We'll try it out here. It's probably better than Legion Extruder. Because I think 9 games out of 10 we're not sacking anything to Extruder, but when we're lucky and draw Mox, maybe. Alright, we'll play Sword of Fire and Ice. We will call it a deck here, get our mono red aggro out of our system, mono red burn. Burninate the countryside, burninate the peoples. See if we can't get a nice positive record run here. Without further ado, let's hop into the gameplay and see how far mono red burn can take us. All right, here we are on the play for game number 1. I've only got 1 threat and it's Fury, but I'll be able to play it on turn 3 off Soul Ring. This is not the most explosive Soul Ring hand, but I think we keep it and just pray to draw basically anything that costs 3 or more, and then we get to do crazy things with Soul Ring turn 2 onward, as long as we draw into the stuff. Soul Ring versus Soul Ring, let's go. Well, neither of us gets to do anything with it turn 1. Hopefully they also don't do anything with it turn 2, because I am not. But in a blue deck, I would expect them to be more likely to. Because they could be running a bunch of talismans and stuff, be on an artifact-centric build. Wow, this game is awkward. Because I'm just going to play a Fury without even blowing anybody up. It's just a double striker, that's it. And that's it, that's all. Here's a 3/3 double strike, I guess. Yeah, this hand was probably too risky for mono red. Like, we hope to do something crazy off Soul Ring, but it's much more important for us to just make sure that we are grinding out damage every turn. Try to kill them before they get to some really explosive late game play, and this looks like it may be the turn. If they are casting Black Lotus, it means they're likely to use it this turn. Okay, maybe for an instant then? Oh, Leaf Flood. Can't make the dragon off this. I don't think I should play this till I can make the dragon, because if they kill it before I make the dragon, I'm quite sad. They could be on like board wipe here. Okay, if they cast one for... They had to Black Lotus for Murderous Cut. We both showed up to this game with like rocket launchers in tow, and we filled them up with like oranges. We're just shooting fruits at each other right now. This is absurd. Yeah, if they go ahead and spend the 1-for-1 removal for that, I'll just run out the engineer now so that next turn I could attack with the dragon and the 3/3 engineer, if we're lucky. Yeah, I mean, they're going to spend a whole board wipe. That's not going to work how they want it to. Deluge for 2. I will make it 3. That was real lucky that they did that. Cool. purple engineer value, just cashing that in instead of playing Pyrogoyf so that I know even if they kill it next turn, we'll have gotten maximum value out of it. This could very well find lethal this turn. This is a lot of damage in his hand. Turn to 8. Let's see if they got the removal here. Pyrogoyf for lethal? Hardcast Force of Will. They don't have any blue mana up? Chain Lightning? And Fire Blast? That was not a game of Cube. That was like 1v1 Commander or something. We both played a Soul Ring on one and then stared at each other for like 6 turns. And then I drew more threats than they drew counters and removal. What a weird start to the gameplay. We are 1-0 heading into game 2. Where are my 1 and 2 mana plays? I'm gonna have learned nothing from game 1, and I'm gonna keep this hand again. Look at that, I actually learned everything. I drew a Bone Crusher Giant for Stomp. Why didn't I just do that game 1? Stomp. Here's Lelia. Whee! Goodbye, Draconautics Engineer. You were absolutely beautiful game 1, and I'm so sorry. But you must remain in exile forever now. Opponent's considering in their mono blue deck. Nice Final Fantasy land. Which game is this one from? Final Fantasy VIII. Time Walk! Opponent's casting Explore, playing another land and drawing a card. Demonic Tutor, well that's probably bad for me. See how we get comboed off here. They're gonna cast Flash now. They could have Flash in hand and then tutor up a big creature for it, or they could have a big creature in hand and tutor up the Flash. Same works for like Reanimation. Oh, there's just tutor for recall. Then we're doing fine. If they are not like specifically tutoring out some insane combo. I can use this pre-attacks to make Lelia bigger. The problem is if Lelia hits something that costs more than 2, then we're sad. Because I will have tapped out of the mana to be able to play it. And yeah, we could have played a Fable. Oh my god. Lord, does it feel good to have 2 Moxes in your deck. Toxic Deluge for 5. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'll Hellkite and then Fire Blast and they're dead still. They do not have the board wipe. They're going to go for the Throat the 5/5. Individual removal it is. There's Narset. Narset and Pray We Don't Lethal Them is the best they've got. And that is not going to work out if they don't find a 0 mana piece of interaction. Because we just haste in Nova Hellkite and Fire Blast them here. Sword of Fire, nice. I'll discard that, yeah, sure. Oops. Good thing it doesn't matter. I discarded it to send a message, not because it's the right play. I swear I remembered Narset's passive ability. I just thought it would be really funny to say it's that bad I should just discard it without drawing a card. Just draw all my Moxes, all my games. Why not? Create a 2/2 that makes treasure tokens. Ooh. Ooh, double Mox? Okay, not exactly. Double Mana Rock, and then Currency Converter. Now we're playing with fire. Have at me. Okay, I don't actually think Goblin Bombardment's that good here. I don't really have the creatures for it. But they're already down to 13. I'm about to get a Kiki Jiki. Tap land. Mill a Blood Crypt. They have 3 mana up. They go ahead and blow up the Hell Rider, which allows me to grab Mountain. Not bad. Pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis. I think I hold on to Goblin Bombardment to exile to Pyrokinesis in a pinch. I guess I could just hard cast Pyrokinesis if I don't cast Goblin Bombardment here, because then I have 6 up still. Yeah, I don't think I'm playing Goblin Bombardment right now. This can copy tokens, right? Yep, just not legends. So I can copy the Treasure Maker, and that'll be fine. Alright, well. Boop you. Bombardment is okay with the Kiki Jiki, because I can keep sacking the new tokens that I make. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Discard on Burial Rites. That means next turn they could draw, discard whatever the big creature they need to animate is. Okay, now they can't discard off Converter next turn. If they want Unburial Rites in grave, they have to put it back in grave by tapping that. Copy that. No, pay blue, you big doofus. Auto tapper. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but still a little annoying. Malcolm! I guess it's a trade either way, but I'll trade with the temporary one. So I can put Unburial Rites in their graveyard, but they'd need to find a different way to put a reanimatable target in grave. And they haven't. They've now tapped out of putting Unburial Rites in grave. So maybe they have Reanimate in hand too. Uh-oh. They might. They put the Archon in grave. Do they have the Reanimate in hand? It'd have to be like Animate Dead, one of the reanimation spells that doesn't cost them life. Or we would be able to Fire Blast them for lethal before the Archon of Cruelties enter the battlefield effect resolves. Okay, they're going to exile Reflection of Kiki Jiki. So they're just planning to put Unburial Rites back in grave and use it next turn, is the plan. Okay. So obviously we shoot them with that. Oh wait, I might be dumb. It's based on mana value. I think this is mana value with 3. I think that wouldn't have actually worked on it. I think I punted that, but we top decked 2 damage of burn, so they're dead anyway.
My hair is on fire? This'll be easy.
Or 3 damage of haste, even better.
Today's my lucky day.
Yeah, they said GG, and we'll say GG back. We have the Fire Blast. We were 1 damage off without it. Okay. That is 3-0 of no merit of our own. Because I'm pretty sure this was Prismatic for 2 on a 3 mana value card, so I should not have sacrificed there. So that was a bit of a punt, but we will remember that in the future. 3-0 heading to game number 4. Game 4. It's absurd, honestly. We don't actually play anything turn 1 here. We have all of our 4 drops and a 6 drop in this hand. But in no universe do you mulligan this, I imagine. Our first hand that had like a Soul Ring and a Mox or something like that, there was an argument to mulligan it. Because we had to draw into the big stuff, but it's like this has the big stuff. We just don't play anything turn 1, and then we start playing big stuff turn 2. Worth it. So Fury. Cheat out. Against a black deck, I'm just going to run these out so they can't get like thought seized. Ophelia. Might be worth pyrokinesising Ophelia. But maybe they will play a creature before to try to flicker, and they do. And now we can actually kill 2 things. This Pyroglyph is going to be so small right now. It has the potential to get so big soon, but it's pretty mediocre right now, so I'll exile the Pyroglyph here. Clean work from Pyrokinesis. Oh, reanimate on Ophelia anyway. Well then. You can exile a card and Fury the Ophelia. But I can't hardcast Fury yet, sadly. I think I'd rather just Hellrider and go. So they need another good ETB to make Ophelia good here. And we can still kill Ophelia next turn if we draw land. Or if we don't, if I exile Kamano. Mana Crypt, sure. Carnage Interpreter. Okay, so get a bunch of clue tokens. Well, they did hit a great card for Ophelia, and that is awkward. So they don't want to crack a clue till after the Interpreter flicker. Yeah, I guess Fury on Kamano would be worth it, because now I'm going to have 8 clues here. Wait, how does this work? Yeah, investigate 4 times. It's going to be 8 clues. That's crazy. I'm going to choose Mana Crypt instead. Draw 1 now, flicker the crypts, draw another end step, or during our turn. Fair enough. Come on, Mountain. There it is. This Interpreter is still terrifying, but Mana Crypt should be helping us out a bit, hopefully. Tails, tails, tails. Aww. They have succeeded on their first Mana Crypt flip. Carnage Interpreter seems kind of nuts. Like, this was 90% Carnage Interpreter and 10% Philia here. Philia didn't give them any more clues off this Interpreter. So that was basically just like 3 mana, 5 mana, draw 4. Overtime. Demonic Tutor, that's very bad. Pick up Toxic Deluge or something. Try to one-sided wipe here. They could also be a combo deck of some kind. They could pick up like an Animate Dead. Because they are running Reanimate. I mean, currently their board isn't, or their graveyard isn't that good for Reanimate or Animate Dead or anything like that. Luris. Oh god, is Luris good there? We are running a lot of burns, so we've got a lot of outs to the Luris, and there's one of them. Never didn't have it. Boopity doop. Am I in a position to crack the canyon? I kind of think I am with 2 Moxes out. Hello. $11, 7 damage there. Yeah, I'm not sacking my mountains yet. If Fury gets through, it's 7 damage. It's wild. If I attack with both, they're at 11. Take 6 from Fury. Fire Blast would put them to 1? It's so close, but not quite there. Just Fury then. Take the trade. Or sack all my lands and pray. I think we take the trade and just keep Hal Rider and Kumano here. Oh, I guess, yeah, I forgot about Mana Crypt. I probably should have just gone for it, put them to 1. And wait for Mana Crypt to kill them. Just have 0 lands on board. Yeah, I should have put them to 1 there. This could actually get me killed. That I didn't try. I can't believe I forgot about Mana Crypt damage. Wrath of God, yep. Okay, that's not bad at all. They're dead to 1 failed coin flip now. There it is. Damage can't be prevented this turn? I'm not going for the Fire Blast immediately because if they have like instant speed life gain or something like that, I want to get them expending their resources on other stuff and then in response go for that kind of kill. So like if this hits them, we can just stomp and we're good. But now they have to like have a way to kill that and then stop stomp and then also stop Fire Blast. There's a lot they need to deal with here. They have a way to kill this. With a Mana Crypt on board, they have to kill this. They go for the kill on it. So now they don't have that anymore. And let's see about response for Bone Crusher. Do you have a response for Bone Crusher? No, so Fire Blast will not have a response either, and that'll be game. Okay. That is, what, like 4-0 now? This absurd mono red aggro deck. Get a bunch of red aggro cards, multiple Moxes, and a Soul Ring. Turns out, that can get you 4 wins in a row. Maybe even more. We'll find out soon enough as we head into game number 5. I love being on the play as the burn deck. Give them the slam. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Blue-green. There's Mox Diamond for some fast mana here. Deathrite Shaman off of that. That'll give the mana off of exiling that island as well. Pretty sick start. Don't think it's worth a Galvanic Blast or Draconautics Engineer, or Fury here to kill Shaman. Getting all my cards mixed up just instantly. But I guess if they block, I could just Blast Face and kill Deathrite. But yeah, if they don't block, I think we just still curve. I don't think it's crazy to like exile Galvanic Blast to Fury, maybe. No, I'm not going to. Get the mana. Tireless Tracker, play the land. Okay, now it's worth the Fury. We're gonna kill 2 cards here. Nova Hellkite as well. Also haste out a FOMO, but then I have to discard the Hellkite. I don't think that's worth it. Uh-oh. Any green creature for 3 or less in the whole deck? Nadu. That makes sense. That unfortunately makes sense. Chandra's pretty bad here. Is she bad enough to FOMO? That's kind of painful, but I think so. To land towards Hellkite. And get Nadu'd hard. If they have any of the combos. But even just as a blocker. Oh yeah, Scythe Cat Club combos with it. No! We're getting Nadu'd. They have the Springheart Nantuko also? Oh, this is about to get so bad. So I have to draw all direct burn, and I need it really fast. I am never touching them again with combat damage. They even have the blocker for the Hellkite. Oh my. I mean, it triggers Nadu, but if they block, we kill it. Jesus Christ, it draws Crater Hoof. Yeah, so we're dead then. 2 for 5, 6. Not at Crater Hoof yet, they're 2 away still. This puts them down to 7. There's a couple ways we could find the kill. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. And it's basically just Thunder Blast, right? For the 4 damage to face. Engineer makes another dragon. We haste it out. Attack with the whole team. We hit for at least 3, and then we get the kill next turn. Oh, right. Nadu puts the lands into play untapped. Oh, okay. Then they just Crater Hoof us. Holy sweet Jesus. It would be objectively hilarious if they didn't have the counterspell here. And after all of the poop I was talking about Sword of Fire and Ice, we got the kill with it. But they have the counterspell, so it doesn't do anything. They just Mystic Confluence it. If they didn't draw Mystic Confluence, Sword of Fire and Ice off the top earns its slot in the deck. All right, you got me. All right, here we are for game 6. We are 4-1 right now. This is a great opener. Opponent's got a Mox or a Lotus or something in hand. I think we just start with the basically 2-power attacker, right, over the Haster. I'm not really triggering Prowess with this hand very soon. I mean, technically, I could do it once with Stomp. But Hide Claw hits for 2 every turn without triggering Prowess. So Spear has to trigger Prowess. Well, that's not horrific, but it's not fun. Now they just reanimate Grave Titan and we just don't break through that. Gotta do some digging for a way to maybe have a chance against a reanimated Grave Titan. It's Mox Emerald. Necromancy, yep. As expected. I don't think we really do anything against that as aggro. I think we just scoop pretty much. Yeah, aggro certainly feels less fun to play, even if it's technically still a great win rate kind of strategy. Because, like, we don't really have any insane plays of our own that will turn this kind of thing around. I can Stomp and Fury and spend a ton of resources here. It's the best I've got. I think I have to keep Engineer because it can give me 2 creatures off the 1 spell. But then it's like they still have the multiple 2/2s that I can't get through. Entomb on Burial Rites or something? No, Entomb an Archon and have a 2nd reanimation spell in hand? Jesus Christ. That's cube for you. They have Black Lotus Emerald as well. Black Lotus is a little spicier than my Soul Ring, probably. I mean, they're really close. I mean, we just scooped Archon here. I can play one creature, then have to sack it to Archon, discard the other one. I guess if I play this Engineer, I sack this and don't have to discard Bone Crusher, but I still take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I go to 1 life, they go to 26. There's no winning this. Again, other archetypes could have like some top decks where they could win like a 1 to 26 life total difference. Very rarely. But there's enough like really explosive plays that you can stack up together. Aggro is just not like that. Aggro is the deck that's like when those decks don't draw the combo, you just kill them while they're trying to dig. Aggro is like the interaction check. Is your deck all combo and no interaction? Then we're here to punish you real quick before you draw your combo. Certainly blow that up. Blow that up and play the Hired Claw on the same turn. I mean, skipping a Fable, but I think it's worth it to stop them from like recasting anything from our grave. The card is scary. If I didn't have another creature to play, then I might have went for a Fable there. But since I could blow it up and still play a creature that turn. Okay, if they get to 7 mana, they win. So we need to really make sure they don't. It's best to run out Chandra, I feel.
I'm the best fire starter there. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Draw 2, lose 2 life. I like those last 3 words. Perks of having Chandra on board is like now if they Thoughtseize or him to Turok me or anything like that, we're fine. Emperor of Bones is not fine. I think I need to minus Chandra now. There's too many things they could have where they just like discard a big reanimation target, like that Archon we died to last game. I can't let that stay. Not bad, Bone Crusher. Murder's Cut. Exile the whole grave so they still have mana up for another spell, which is Woe Strider for multiple blockers. Get them down to just the goat with Bone Crusher. It's gonna be a no discard hand, I think. Doing everything in the wrong order constantly,
Yup.
as you do.
Down. Oh, today's my lucky day.
I don't know if I've played land for turn. Spread these threats out, because black deck most likely thing is going to be some kind of targeted removal spell, so I'm not going to like put the roll on Lelia also. We'll just have 2 must be dealt with threats, make them need 2 removal spells to stay in this game. And they do not have them. That's the concession from our opponent. We are at a 5-win run, a very positive record, guaranteed to leave this draft with more gems than we paid to enter. Feels good. But again, I think I'm having less fun overall in these games, even like the wins. It feels a little bit like games are just more predetermined, right? One of the coolest things that we've experienced with a lot of our other combo decks, reanimator decks, sneak and show, our artifact deck, is there were games where it feels like there's just literally no way to get out of this. they're at like 20 something and I'm at like 4. But then like you just do absolutely absurd nonsense and something happens and now you're ahead. And I feel like that just doesn't happen in aggro. You steamroll or get steamrolled and there's not too much in between. I don't think I can mulligan Mox openers, but no turn 1 play is a little tragic. We'd lead with Fable and get those treasures going with how many kind of expensive cards are here, including the incredibly overcosted, ridiculously expensive 5 million mana Sword of Fire and Ice. I'm just rage baiting at this point. Fear of missing out. Cool. Well, let's get our treasures going if we can. Thinking about forcing a Fable there, maybe? Force of Negation or Force of Will. I want to discard Sword of Fire and Ice, but they are on a heavy blue deck right now. This is an artifact for Pyroglyph with Pyroglyph in the hand. We put Enchantment Creature Artifact in grave. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, everybody. We can play one of our 3-drops now, and then I can double spell next turn with Corey Steelcutter off of a land. Or I could double spell off the treasure now, but I really want to get my haste damage in. Oh, this is another discard 2, draw that many. I don't really want to use that. I think we warp Hellkite. Ping for the damage. They take it all. Teferi Time Ravelers, pretty good. They can eat our token, draw a card, but now they're tapped out. And we can kill Teferi and jam 3 at them. Hellkite's to creatures only. Hellkite can't ping planeswalkers. That would be pretty sick. Force of Negation Corey Steelcutter now? Nope. Force of Will a Tursa? It can't be Days, they don't have any islands. Subtlety. Alright, well we still kill Teferi. Tursa, top or bottom here? I think Tursa to the top. As a haster. Do they also have the white one that exiles a creature to protect a fairy here? Oh my god, they do. Well, that works. Teferi lives another day.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
You know, like Wrath of God is an instant now. Caracas! Oh no, for my legend? So Tersa doesn't do anything? I mean, I can draw discard off Tersa. But Tersa does not hit. If Pyroglyph resolves with Reflection of Kiki Jiki out, that is like mega GG. Tersa gets Caracas. If their hand is just removal spells now, Pyroglyph's the best play. If it's counter spells... If it's counter spells, I just hit Teferi with Reflection. I just manually slap Teferi in the face without playing any hasters to do it. Do we get there? Teferi's a goner. Okay. Which makes Pyroglyph even bigger. So this is probably a removal spell for Pyroglyph, where now they respond to us trying to copy it by killing it, but it's so immensely powerful if the copy goes off that I think we still have to try. But yeah, their plan here is very likely, like, just kill that. Oh, balance? Okay. We're actually in a pretty chill position for against a balance. Tamio.
This is an interesting story.
Bombardment plus Tersa is the double spell for Corey Steelcutter. They can Caracas the Tersa. But they can't block the Steelcutter token. Well, I guess they can, because they can't sack it for the damage. Honestly, Caracasing Tersa is pretty fine with Corey Steelcutter on the board. I can actually discard the Tersa and draw one. That's kind of sick timing. You know what? Sure. Find Pyrokinesis. Sadly not going to be fast enough to kill Tamio in time. Oh, I was right about Goblin Bombardment, right? Because the Tamio has no powers, so it's not like this dies in combat. So it would be block and then sack it. I kill Tamio before their turn. Okay, they can protect their own Tamio with Caracas here now, though. Which is not lovely. Time Walk off the top with a Tamio on board. That stings. And then a land this time, but they still get to double investigate here and flip the Tamio. Hellkite can kill flip Tamio though, right? Yeah, Hellkite can kill flip Tamio. 3 damage technically, but we've got the Corey Steelcutter token as well. We need to kill Tamio here, unless we have lethal. Because if we don't have lethal, Tamio can just flash back at Time Walk. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. +1 prowess. 11 plus Steel Cutter, additional token plus bombardment. That's lethal. No, Tamio stops damage coming to them as well, so it's not lethal. So what if I just Fire Blast Tamio then? If it's not going to be lethal anyway. This is pre-combat, so even if they save Tamio, we know exactly how big Tamio ends up being. Currently, they're not saving Tamio, but I'd rather have a mountain or 1 damage to their face. Got 4 mana, got a treasure. I've also got a 6-drop in hand if I don't exile another card for it. Do I have any 5-drops left in the deck? Fury is the only 5-mana card I could draw into. I'm gonna take the ping. No. Ah, it's so close. It's so close. But I think I'll take the mountain. Alright, cool.
My research is ruined.
I just feel like they're at a high enough life total that 1 single point of damage is probably not going to be as valuable as an additional mana, because we do have multiple cards in our deck that like exile cards off the top and try to cast more than 1 spell in 1 turn. Can I double? No, obviously not. So I would cast this and not even exhaust it or do anything with it. I guess I can equip it though. It's not a legend. Just equip it for haste. They're 1 card away from their Shelldock Isle card. Take the map tokens over 1 point of damage. If their Shelldock card is good, we're dead. Fury's the top deck. That doesn't do any immediate damage. I don't think I want that. It isn't castable and doesn't shoot face. If I want its evoke ability, I have Pyrokinesis, which is its evoke ability. Attacking could go pretty wrong into Shelldock. But, I mean, they play the blockers and then we sack whichever gets blocked. If it's like something that spits out multiple blockers, it's going to be miserable. A Wandering Emperor? It's actually not bad at all. Okay, it's kind of bad, I lied. I can kill the Emperor and they keep the Samurai. We take the trade there and let the Emperor stay. We hit them for 2, then they sack the Emperor to gain the 2 back and we have no creatures left. Or I sack both these to kill the Emperor, they keep a Samurai and I have no creatures left. It's better to just have them sack the Emperor here. This gives us more lethal outs if they don't choose to exile and gain the life here. If they like make another Samurai. That's a very bold move. Sure. I mean, these are not it. It is a lot of haste, but they only have 4 mana up, and this is a lot of haste.
We must protect the people.
The Fury draw is actually really good here when we drew this many cards. We can do the free Fury. The Evoke plus Sacked Bombardment. That works too. That'll be the last, like we did before, that'll be the last thing we try to cast. Because that's the one that is most important if it resolves, because if it resolves, they straight up die, period, no matter what. So we will go for lethal with the other cards, which if they don't have interaction, we can hit regardless. I guess because of Caracas, Lilia doesn't help, but... Swift Spear, Fury away the blocker, and Bombard. I guess the face at this point. It's very hard for our opponent to survive without this Fire Blast. So we will do everything else that would force the counterspell's hand. And then just have the Fire Blast end it. Cryptic Command. Counterspell and return a permanent to its hand. They have 1 mana untapped, so Fire Blast should just get them here. Sure, I mean, I'll just tap the red to be safe, but then I'll just do this. What, I could recast Corey Steelcutter. Oh no, I should have... Well, even if I recast, Steelcutter would be the second card there. And they can't force a negation any of the creatures, so they wouldn't force a negation something. We get Prowess. I can get Steelcutter Prowess as well as Equip. And Fury away the only blocker. Okay, yeah, we still win. Doing it that order. Yeah, there's the concession. Kill the blocker, bombardment pings, the prowess gets through. Okay. It's like the same basic concept. We could have done all this stuff first still and gotten the fire blast through, but that works as well. That was terrifying. It was a long fight against the control deck. And that is 6 and 2. We have made it all the way to the final boss with mono red. This will be the final game of Magic for today. Win or lose. See if we get to trophy run greatness or just so close like so many decks before. Lots of 5 and 6 wins this cube season. It's unbeatable. The cream of the crop, baby. Ooh, turn 2 Fable. Unless they kill Nia. Ew. Some interesting untapped mana you have there. Would be a shame if my Fable of the Mirror Breaker got countered. Yeah. That goes to my hand, though. It's a lot of shooting themselves they're doing here. But I have a feeling it will be worth it, because they'll like reanimate some giant life gainer or show and tell in Eldrazi or something crazy. 4 mana available. Goblin Bombardment, Fear Missing Out, discarding Sword of Fire and Ice towards Delirium on Fear of Missing Out. Feels like the play, legitimately. Over just playing Fable. I mean, they're a blue deck. Absolutely sword. Sort of fire ice lovers in shambles. That's a good draw. I'm tempted to still Goblin Bombardment here so that we're resilient to a board wipe. Yeah, I'm gonna do that against Esper. Sheoldred, hello. Force of Will. Oh my god, I'm gonna get Sheoldred out of it. Sheoldred does feel absolutely absurd. Tremendously difficult for the red decks to get through, and our draft last time, our blue artifact-based deck, she just like completely countered our coveted jewel combos to try to get out of it. Okay, we're so dead now. We are beyond dead here. All right, you got it. We basically are playing against our deck from yesterday. Except ours was mono blue instead of Esper. Yeah. That was rough. Shielded for the roadblock. They had all of the cheap, not even cheap, free interaction like Force of Will to make sure that we did not get that early damage in. And if you don't kill somebody fast in cube, they're just going to show and tell out something insane or tinker something insane and you're just dead, and that is what happened. They tinkered an insane card, and so 6 and 3 it will be. We will never get a trophy run in this powered cube, but that's fine. We're still doing really, really well for our first time in vintage/powered cube. A lot of nice, very positive win rate runs, so we'll take it. I mean, this time was pretty easy because we had 2 Moxes and a Soul Ring. Shove 2 Moxes and a Soul Ring into any deck, and you're going to have some blowout hands. You're going to get quite a few wins off of those. So, very happy with this this deck overall, but I was just forcing mono red. It's very self-explanatory stuff. Sort of Fire and Ice, biggest underperformer, way too slow. But I kind of knew that going in. Again, it would have been completely relevant in that game if I kept it. Same with like every game that I discarded it. For the most part, yeah, everybody else was fine. There are a lot of like, you know, filler aggressive cards, but they fit with the deck plan. You shove them all together and that'll play really well. I do think Goblin Bombardment is definitely better in the Boros route than pure mono red, because you do have a lot more potential token production, particularly with Ocelot Pride and a Johnny, the kind of like cards that can spit out a cat token every single turn. Those help it a lot. But it was still fine here. We had the Steel Cutter. We had a decently high creature count. It's got a cute combo with like Fury where you evoke it and you can sack it to the bombardment before it sacks to its evoke ability. So, bombardment was still cool here, but overall, 6 and 3. Great run technically, but again, I will say I have found it to be less enjoyable playing the more aggressive decks than playing our own big splashy stuff. It just feels incredible when like your opponent is on that Boros kind of aggro deck that gets you down to 5 or something, and then you just go like whoopity doop boop, like Tinker and some Portal to Phyrexian or any of that kind of combo-y stuff. It feels really nice to be able to like flip games like that, and that's just not something aggro can do. You steamroller, get steamrolled, and we did a lot of both today at 6 and 3. for the final record. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.